What's up, everybody? CEONeck in the building, here to reminisce over All In with you on this lovely post All In episode of the Kliq Super Show. We're going to have a whole damn dollar segment for you tonight, and it's pretty much going to be me going over the All In event that happened on Saturday, September 1st. And boy, was it a great event.
Is the gift that keeps on giving.
San Jose, where the men are men, and so are the women.
There's no gentle way to say it. To me, you wrestle like a coward. You wrestle like somebody who's afraid to get hit. Like,
I wrestle like a coward.
You wrestle like a coward.
We're going to go ahead and hop right into things. And we're going to start out with the six-man tag match that happened at the end of the show, which featured the Golden Elite versus a trio of Rey Fenix, Bandito, and Rey Mysterio Jr., who was dressed in a Wolverine-inspired wrestling attire. So I may end up referring to him as Mysterverine for the rest of this episode, or as long as I talk about Rey Mysterio. This match was like everything that I had anticipated, or I had hoped for, or probably even more than that. I mean, just a great match all around. The Young Bucks came out, did the pose at the top of the ramp with Ibushi, who, despite the issues that he's had coming to Chicago, looked amazing. He just, every time you see Ibushi, he just looks so much like better and better and better every time he gets in the ring. This was my first time seeing Bandito wrestle in a match, and he definitely blew my mind. I'm excited to see more from Bandito. This all in all was a great match. The trio of the Golden Elite end up getting the win here after some crazy transitions and things. If you hear my phone going off during this, it is our very own Voice of America, who is still up. It's 3:25 here Eastern Standard Time, and he is in Chicago, where it is 2:25 Eastern or Central Standard Time, and he is kind of telling me about some of the things that he got to see at All In. What's up, Voice of America? I hope you are well rested and are ready to join me on the next episode of the Kliq Super Show, in which we'll pretty much discuss his the fun that he had at All In. I'm really looking forward to that. He's been kind of sending us stuff in the group chat, and he's had an amazing time. Like I said, you're going to get a very fan side of things from his point of view. Not like what you would get from these guys over at the Hitting the Marks Pro Wrestling Podcast, who have been in All In since Thursday and have gotten some great interviews, gotten to see some great stuff. Definitely go out and check out their podcast. That is Hitting the Marks Pro Wrestling Podcast, with the two hosts, Michael Jargo and Rick Vickery. They are also the host of the Monday Morning Locker Room on the Hacker Hameen Media Group. Definitely go check out those shows. They're going to have a lot of coverage. Those guys were there. They had a lot of interviews with people that were there during StarCast. I'm definitely looking forward to their Monday episode. But back to this match. Just a great all-around match. We got to see like Mysterio hitting Ranas and springboard corkscrews and moonsaults, and just Mysterio looks like he's 20 years old out there. Like it's amazing. In the end, though, the Young Bucks hit the Meltzer driver on Bandito for the 1-2-3, and the Golden Elite goes over. Oh man, what an amazing match! I don't know what Meltzer's going to give this, but yeah, this was such a great match. Then we had, for the co-main event for the evening, the newly, I guess he's just now a heavyweight, Marty Scurll, who's been beefing up with guys like Nick Aldis, trying to get big for his fight with probably one of the best wrestlers ever to come out of Japan, and that would be Kazuchika Okada. This match definitely lived up to the hype. Marty Scurll had numerous times where he had Okada in the chicken wing, even broke Okada's fingers a few times. One of the really cool moments of this, or parts of this match, was the fact that Tiger Hattori was the special guest referee of this match, which was pretty neat. Marty definitely came out looking like a heavyweight, and he definitely held his own against Okada. But at the beginning, there's a pretty cool segment where Marty is trying to shoulder tackle Okada, and Marty bounces off the ropes and bumps into Okada, who doesn't even budge. And then it's Okada's turn, who flies off the ropes and shoulder tackles Marty, and he just goes flying backwards. It's a great little segment there. Marty definitely brought the heavyweight moves out for this match. He gets a superplex off the top rope and a big-time powerbomb on Okada. He's never able to fully capitalize on any of the stuff that he's done to Okada. There are a couple times where Okada is put in the chicken wing by Marty. One of my favorite times, Okada goes to set up the Rainmaker, and as he's kind of taunting Marty, saying, like, with his fingers motioning 205, Marty reverses into a finger break and then reverses into a chicken wing. Okada's able to get out, and then Marty just puts him right back in the chicken wing. And then another really cool segment from this match, which I kind of had a feeling that this was going to happen. You know, Okada is the Rainmaker. Marty carries an umbrella. As he goes for the Rainmaker, Marty pulls the umbrella out and stops Okada from getting it. Then he hits Okada with his very own Rainmaker for a 2 count. I mean, this was surprisingly a really good match from what I thought it was going to be. Marty's very technical wrestler, and then Okada's just Okada. I mean, the guy's so good, he can pretty much wrestle with anybody. And then the finish of the match came with Okada hitting what looked like a discus-style Rainmaker and following that up with the normal Rainmaker for the win. Marty held his own. Very, very good job. I was very proud of Marty. Surprised at how well Marty handled wrestling a guy like Okada. I mean, it was a very good match. It started out kind of slow, but in the end, the ending definitely picked up. I really enjoyed the ending. I wouldn't mind watching these guys go back and do it again. Maybe if we get a chance in New Japan, maybe during like a G1 or some kind of Wrestle Kingdom or something where they have matches where these guys could get in there and wrestle again. I would definitely love to see them one-on-one. And if you guys haven't figured this out yet, I'm going backwards in the order of the card. So next, after the Marty Scurll and Okada match, we had probably my favorite match of the night, Kenny Omega versus Penta El Zero M. And this match delivered on all fronts. Omega pulls the win out, but not after like just getting demolished by Pentagon. We got to see Pentagon hit Kenny Omega with a package pile driver on the apron on the outside, which looked very brutal. He also hit him with one on the inside. He broke Kenny Omega's arm, which to my chagrin, he didn't really kayfabe the arm as well as most people have. If you go back and watch Lucha Underground, Famous B is probably the best at kayfabing the broken arm. There were so many like spots to this match. I mean, this was definitely a great match. We had Penta took like 8 or 9 V-triggers from Kenny Omega this whole match. The beginning of the match started with, you know, Pentagon doing his Cero Miedo in the face of Kenny Omega. Kenny just kind of smugly, you know, shirks him off, and then Pentagon comes back taking the glove off. As he starts to do the Zero, Omega grabs his hand and just like smugly slaps Pentagon across the face, which that just sets Pentagon off, and Pentagon just takes over early on, just countering everything that Kenny would throw at him. Pentagon really, really controlled this match. And then there was somewhere in a change where Kenny just took over. Pentagon did break his arm. We didn't think that. I mean, the commentary was trying to say that Kenny was probably not going to be able to hit the One Wing Angel with his one wing being broken. And he still managed to pull it out. As soon as he hits the one wing angel, he finishes Pentagon, gets the win. As he's celebrating, the lights go out and the lights come back on. Pentagon is standing up behind Kenny Omega, and Pentagon begins to beat up Omega after the match is over with. And what's kind of weird about how Pentagon was beating up Kenny Omega is that he was using a moveset that was eerily similar to the GOAT, Chris Jericho. And lo and behold, Pentagon begins to take off his mask, and it is Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho has come out here and beaten Kenny Omega's ass, and he grabs the mic, and he tells Kenny Omega that he will see him on the Jericho Cruise. Yes, yeah, the crowd went crazy. This was a really cool moment. I kind of had a feeling that Jericho was going to be there, but I didn't necessarily think that they would put him in this spot. I thought maybe he would come out and do like a guest spot, talk on the mic, promote the Cruise at least, talk about Fozzy. But no, we've got another feud of Kenny Omega versus Chris Jericho, and it'll happen on the Chris Jericho Cruise. This cruise just gets better and better the closer it gets to its sailing out in October. I'm sure there are cabins left. I'm sure people you can still sign up to get on that boat. It's going to be an amazing event. There's going to be live wrestling at sea, much like how All In was this weekend, where you could pretty much walk anywhere and see a wrestler. You're going to be on a cruise ship with wrestlers, with personalities like Ron Funches and things like that. So you're going to be able to mix and mingle with these guys at an unprecedented level like you were this past weekend at All In. Again, I'm just looking really forward to what's going to happen on this cruise, just kind of reading the synopsises that come out from everybody that's covering it on the cruise. I think it's going to be a fun time, and it'll probably end up being an annual thing with Chris Jericho doing his cruise. So previously in the evening, we had the 15-person Battle Royale, which was won by one Flip Gordon, who came in dressed as a luchador, was taken out of the match very quickly in the 15-person Battle Royale by Bully Ray, putting him through a table. And it's kind of befitting that at the end, it is just Bully Ray and this masked luchador in the ring. And as this masked luchador eliminates Bully Ray, he reveals that it has been Flip Gordon under the mask the whole entire time. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to see Flip Gordon versus Jay Lethal. And we're going to get to that match right after this break. I'll finish the rest of the card. We're going to start with the Jay Lethal versus Flip Gordon match, run ourselves down the rest of the card, and we're going to go ahead and get you guys out of here on this Kliq Super Show. Take it away, Kelly.
This is Kellie D with an IE, and I am here to give you my whole damn dollar.
What women are telling us. They want the whole damn dollar.
I want to talk a little bit about the Daniel Bryan and Miz feud. This is a feud that we have been waiting very patiently to come to a head. This feud has been one of the better feuds the WWE has had, in my opinion, in years. With one of the most organic storylines they've had in a long time. And when Daniel Bryan was cleared again to compete, that was one of the first matches that people were talking about. Now that it's here, they go and throw Maurice and Brie in the middle of it? Why? Just why? It didn't need them. The feud was good enough on its own. Now we have a mixed tag match. Why do I feel like I saw this not too long ago? If you're going to have the two of them involved in the story, fighting for their husband's honor or whatever, then have them fight each other in a women's match with some kind of, I don't know, crazy stipulation where whoever wins that has a different stipulation that affects their husband's match or something like that. But I will say this, as much as I love The Miz, it was entertaining to see Brie Bella punch him in the face. Which brings me to an issue that I have with a certain Andrew Bello. Bello, I heard you say over in the Wednesday locker room that women cannot hit as hard as men? Are you kidding me right now? I'd like to challenge you on that theory. I'll show you how hard this woman can punch. I'll hit you so hard that your hat is going to sit straight on your head. I will hurt you so bad you will be begging me for more. So if you want to see how hard a woman really can punch, you just come on up here to New England and I'll show you how it's done, son. Bring your smoke show and bring your mirrors because you're going to need it. This is Kellie D and Andrew Bello. You just got not $1, not $2, not $3, no $4, but $5 whole damn dollars rolled up in one fist.
Bello, what did you do? Now, in Bello's defense, Kelly, he did say that not all women, not all men can punch as hard as women, but at the end of the day, men as a whole, because of their strength and everything, can hit harder or basically just stronger than women at the end of the day. Not necessarily that all men are stronger than women. Now, Kelly, I'm sure you could probably beat up most of the men in the probably in the Hameen Media discussion group. You could probably beat up maybe 2 or 3 of us here at the WWPN. I definitely wouldn't want to anger you and have you coming at me. So Bello, you might want to watch out. She's not going to give you 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to get all 5 fingers in her fist.
What is the 5 fingers? Say to the face! What? Slap!
So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed that whole damn dollar. And we're going to go ahead and hop right back in to Jay Lethal, well, a.k.a. Black Machismo versus Flip Gordon. So as Jay Lethal was coming out for his match, an unknown arm just kind of reached out and tapped Jay Lethal as he was coming out, activating the ghost of Macho Man Randy Savage that lives inside of Jay Lethal, turning Jay Lethal into Black Machismo. And we got Flip Gordon coming out to take on Black Machismo in what was a very good match. Flip Gordon comes out with Brandy, and of course they set up the whole reason why Brandy, who is married to Cody Rhodes, is coming out to the ring with Flip Gordon. They're definitely setting up a little love triangle, little tryst there. And Jay Lethal comes out with none other than Macho Man's brother, the Genius, Lenny Poffo. This definitely was a great match. Honestly, Flip looked like he was going to take it. He hit the Falcon Arrow for a 2 count on Jay Lethal. He hit a Samoan drop, rolled it over into a standing moonsault into a corkscrew moonsault for 2. I mean, just Flip Gordon was pulling out all the stops to try to finish Jay Lethal and win this Ring of Honor World Championship. I think it would have been cool with Cody Rhodes, who before this match was able to win the NWA 10 pounds of gold. I think it would have been a nice little NWA, like Cody versus Flip, with Flip having the Ring of Honor title and Cody having the NWA title. But I think we're waiting for Dalton Castle to get healthy, and we may see Jay Lethal versus Dalton Castle again for that title. Midway through the match, it looked like the Black Machismo had worn off of Jay Lethal, and Lenny Poffo jumps in the ring and slaps Jay Lethal, activating the Black Machismo again. And then it's all downhill for Flip Gordon after that. Black Machismo hits 3 elbow drops and then proceeds to get the pin 1, 2, 3 on Flip Gordon, retaining the Ring of Honor World Championship. But all cannot be, I guess not all can be happy at this moment, as Bully Ray comes out and proceeds to beat up Lenny Poffo, Flip Gordon, and Jay Lethal. And as they're screaming for somebody to come out of the back, who could it be? Who could it be?
It's Colt Cabana.
Colt Cabana, a mainstay, a stalwart of Ring of Honor, comes out, is able to take out Bully Ray, and the trio of Bully Ray, Jay Lethal, and Flip Gordon powerbomb Bully Ray through a table, and that's the night for Bully Ray. These guys walk out. They're able to stop the vicious Bully Ray, who has come to Ring of Honor and just decided to destroy whatever he can of this promotion. I'm really enjoying the stuff that Bully Ray's doing. I'm looking forward to him kind of being this anti-establishment in Ring of Honor and just beating up all the jobbers, as he says, that work at Ring of Honor. So he started with Flip, or he started with Cheeseburger, actually, and he's moved his way to Flip. And it seems like we may get like a Jay Lethal Bully Ray program. That would be pretty cool. Maybe Bully Ray wins the Ring of Honor title somewhere down the line. This definitely set up a lot of potential feuds going into the next couple Ring of Honor shows that they could do. I mean, who knows? Colt Cabana versus Bully Ray. We may get Bully Ray finding a partner, and we get Colt Cabana and Jay Lethal versus Bully Ray, or even Colt Cabana, Jay Lethal, and Flip Gordon versus Bully Ray and two other people that have not been named yet. And before this match, we had the NWA World Champion Nick Aldis versus Cody Rhodes in what was the NWA Championship match. Cody originally put the Ring of Honor title up for grabs. He lost that title. He was unable to retain it. So in a bold move, he put his Ring of Honor ring as collateral against Nick Aldis. So if Nick Aldis won, he got the Ring of Honor ring. Cody wins. He gets the NWA title, which is very important to his family. Dusty held it numerous times. Cody now holds it for the first time, and what an emotional moment that was when Cody won it. Just a great match from these two. Very methodical, very just there's a lot of storyline, like an old school NWA match. Cody gets blood as he tries to jump out of the ring and catches an elbow from Aldis. After Cody gets busted open on the outside, DDP comes down to to come help his friend Cody. And as he's down there, Sean Daivari comes out and is basically saying that this is a title match and this match needs to continue. And he's just getting in the face of everyone that he can. He gets in the face of the great referee Earl Hebner, who did a great job refereeing this match. And as he's getting in Earl Hebner's face, DDP slides into the ring, turns Sean Daivari around, and hits him with a diamond cutter in the middle of the ring. As these two kind of get out of the ring, we get back into Aldis versus Cody. And it's not too long before Aldis tries to go for a sunset flip. Cody counters and gets the 1-2-3 and is able to win the NWA World Championship. Now, this is a pretty exciting moment. I know this title, this really means a lot to Cody. I think this would have really been cool had they booked the finish for Aldis to win and not let Cody know, like, hey, this is who's going to win. With that sunset flip, it would have been cool had, like, Aldis was supposed to kick out, or maybe Cody thought he was going to kick out. Aldis didn't kick out and let Cody get the pin on that one. Or just, I think, Cody and the Young Bucks were the producers of this show, but I think it would have really been awesome had this, like, a moment like this would have been, like, worked or jobbed to Cody so that he wouldn't have known that he was going to win. Like, maybe he had in the back of his mind that he was going out there to lose. Either way, this is a great story. This whole card was such a great card. I mean, you just got to go back and watch the whole entire thing. Just amazing match. Amazing matches all the way around. I mean, Cody came to the ring with Pharaoh. He had DDP in his corner. Tommy Dreamer came down with him. He even had Brandy Rhodes' dad come to the ring with him. It's just a really exciting moment that these guys all got to celebrate. You got the IWGP champion now in the Elite. You got the NWA champion in the Elite. And then you got the Young Bucks, the IWGP heavyweight champions. There's a lot of gold floating around the Bullet Club. And I was also surprised that we didn't really see any interference from the OGs during the actual All-In broadcast. So everybody was kind of expecting for that to happen. Surprisingly, it didn't. It didn't happen. Next, we had the Joey Killer, Adam Hangman Page, versus the bad boy, Joey Janela, who was accompanied to the ring by Penelope Ford. On Friday, at like the all-in press weigh-in and press conference, Hangman admitted that he had killed Joey. I was for sure thinking that it was possibly Joey Janela, maybe someone else. Maybe someone was trying to frame Hangman Page. But no, he just came right out and said that he killed Joey Ryan right in front of thousands of people. Surprisingly, he wasn't arrested and charged with murder. He's got a very, very, very good attorney. And this match starts off, we got ourselves a Chicago street fight here, people. I kind of expected them to leave the arena. I had said during the preview show that they should have had Hangman Page getting his ass beat in front of like Trump Tower. I think that would have been a really cool, like, to see them out in the streets of downtown Chicago just like beating each other up. Penelope Ford definitely got involved. There's a couple times that she jumped into this match. She hit Page with a crossbody, which led to Page landing on the table and Janela driving Adam Page through the table. She even broke up a pin, bringing a trash bag into the ring. And when Page went to go empty the contents of that trash bag, he found his cowboy boots that he thought he had thrown away and gotten rid of in that trash bag, which proceeded to freak him out. You know, Hangman ends up getting Janela up to the ladder, sets up a table, and proceeds to drop Janela off the top rope, or off the top of the ladder, with his finishing move for the 1-2-3. As Hangman Page is celebrating beating Joey Janela, a cavalcade of cocks come from the back, and then the greatest dick wrestler of all time, Joey Ryan! Joey Ryan! Joey Ryan! shows up, and he is alive and well, unless he went to the WWE and they used that resurrection machine that they have, that they used on Adam Cole. So as he comes to the ring, he's definitely coming for one purpose: to get revenge on the dick pretender, Adam Page. He immediately gets Adam to grab his dick. He dick flips Adam Page. He pulls the blow pop out of his pants, super kicks Adam Page, and then rolls him kind of over towards the cavalcade of cocks that are standing beside the ring. And the dicks, I guess, begin to carry Adam Page away as if he was crowd surfing. Well, actually, he was more cock surfing back to Gorilla. And that was pretty much the end. Joey celebrated in the ring to a loud pop. It's great to have Joey Ryan back from the dead, and I'm excited to see more from the greatest dick wrestler alive, Joey Ryan. Next, we had the women's four-way. It's pretty much a barn burner of a match. All these women got all their stuff in. There was a very hard-hitting match. It was quite exciting to watch. In the end, Tessa Blanchard picks up the victory. As I kind of predicted, she's got the rocket up her ass right now in the indie scene, and this is just a rub that she needed. She'll be going to the NXT here soon enough. I just have that feeling that she's going to be getting pulled off the indies and put in that performance center, which most of these girls could probably be pulled off the indies and put in the performance center with a year or two to be down there in NXT before moving up to the main roster. Hell, maybe even just spending 3 or 4 years down in NXT at the performance center, helping the younger girls that are coming through with some of the I guess experiences that these girls have had. I was disappointed that Chelsea Green came down as Chelsea Green and not Laurel Van Ness. I think it would have been great to have her like be seen around Chicago during the weekend, like drunk, partying, like doing all those different things, and actually come to the match as Laurel Van Ness. We had Stephen Amell versus Christopher Daniels as the second match of the evening. Stephen Amell just continues to amaze me with his in-ring work and the way that he's just picking up on wrestling as a whole. Yes, he's an actor, so he has that going for him, but just the stuff that he's been doing in the ring. I mean, he hit a Van Terminator on Christopher Daniels. Just good stuff. I would love to see Stephen Amell wrestle some more. I'm not a big fan of Arrow, the TV show, but I'm a big fan of Stephen Amell, the wrestler. Daniels wins after putting Stephen Amell through a table during the match and hitting the best moonsault ever. Now, the table got brought into the match because Stephen Amell decided that he was going to go outside, set the table up, and try to drive Daniels through it, which Wrestling 101 tells you that whoever pulls the table out or the ladder or the chair is usually going to be the one that gets hit with it. At the end of the match, Daniels and Amell, they shake hands, I guess making up, and maybe we'll see Christopher Daniels on an episode of Arrow. Maybe not. Maybe that was the stipulation. That, hey, look, if I beat you, you got to give me a semi-recurring role or maybe a 2-episode arc. So be on the lookout for Christopher Daniels on the next episode of Arrow. Then we opened up the evening here at All In with MJF versus Matt Cross. This really wasn't that long of a match, but Matt Cross defeats MJF in the main card, curtain jerker. Really, I just want to talk about MJF's heel work all weekend, even before this weekend. He is one of those wrestlers that is completely buying into the kayfabe, buying into his character, and everywhere he goes, he's that character. Even if he's just out to dinner or out and about, you're not going to get the real MJF. He is going to be his wrestling persona. One of the things that, if you heard my phone going off earlier, Adam and I were talking about was that there's a wrestling journalist, Mike Killam, who had tweeted out that he was hanging out with MJF, and MJF said, "You're going to buy one of my shirts," and took his phone, opened up his PayPal $25 to himself from Mike Killam's phone, and handed Mike Killam a shirt, and then walked away. Adam told me that he saw a guy walk up to MJF to try to say something, just say, hey, get his autograph, and MJF looked at the guy, saw him coming towards him, and just turned around and walked away. Like, total dick move. But I'll pop for those dick moves. It's pretty fucking awesome to be just staying in character like that, and it's not something that you see a lot of nowadays, and it's definitely helping MJF get a name for himself out there on the indie scene, or at least get himself noticed by some of the more casual indie wrestling fans. Go over the two matches that started the night. It was broadcast on WGN. You had the Briscoes versus Kazarian and Scorpio Sky of SoCal Uncensored.
I see you!
And I honestly thought the Briscoes were going to win this match. Granted, the SoCal Uncensored has done a lot of work lately, has become a fan favorite after kind of starting out as heels. A lot of the stuff they've been doing on Being the Elite has kind of turned them in the eyes of the fans, even if they may be wrestling in the worst town ever. These guys are great. They take out the Briscoes, winning the opening match of 0 Hour and leading us into the 15-man Battle Royale, which I touched on it a little bit before Jay Lethal Flip Gordon match. Flip Gordon, the winner of your 15-man Battle Royale. There's a lot of people in the match. Like, group of people tried to gang up on Moose to throw Moose out, and they just could not stop Moose. Moose was just running wild, and it took tiny old Marco Stunt to eliminate Moose. And I thought Marco Stunt was going to do it again when he clashed with Cage. Like, is this little man going to take out all the big men? Too late. Brian Cage, the Machine, was able to get rid of him in hilarious fashion. Dressed up as a luchador, ends up winning the 15-man Battle Royale, going on to face Jay Lethal, which unfortunately he was not successful in that bid while facing Jay Lethal. But I mean, it was a good Battle Royale. Overall, guys, this was a really good card. I urge you to go and check it out. You can find it on, I think, New Japan World. Fight.tv might have a replay. And then there's several places on the internet that you can probably go and find it for free. God, you definitely got to check this out. I'm excited for them to do an All In 2. I'm excited to see kind of where some of these storylines lead in Ring of Honor or in these other promotions that kind of tied themselves in with All In. And, yeah, so I kind of wanted to get into the worst of the weekend. Nick Aldis is one that is married to Mickie James, and apparently the WWE would not let Mickie James come to the All In show, which I kind of find ridiculous, as like all kinds of ex-WWE guys that may still be under contract with them, like a Patterson. Yeah, he's an Office guy, but Patterson was there, Lawler was there. Sure, there were a couple of other people that are escaping me right now, but I just really honestly think that that Vince basically told all the wrestlers to stay as far away from Chicago during this weekend. I know Seth Rollins was tweeting out pictures that they're over in Japan. I think they might be in Japan doing some live shows over there, which might be the best time while New Japan's not really doing anything to kind of get over there and get that exposure in Japan. Well, I guess that's it for the Kliq Super Show tonight, guys. I appreciate you hanging around with me. This is a very short show. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and get into some shout-outs. The PW Hustle, Billy Ray Valentine, A-Track Brown, Professor, the magnanimous Professor Chabela Vera Cruz. Definitely go and check out their stuff. PW Hustle on YouTube. They went live after All In. Great show. Definitely go and check them out. Also check out Hitting the Marks Pro Wrestling Podcast, hosted by Rick Fickery and Michael Jargo. And then, of course, you always want to come to the Wrestling World Podcast Network and listen to the myriad of shows that we have on here. I most recently did an All In preview, which this is the All In review, as well as the Kliq Super Show featuring myself and Kellie D. King Hayes, where you at, man? You were supposed to have a segment for me, but I think you were hanging out at a business meeting all night. But it's okay. It's okay. You're the king. You're allowed to do these things. Guys, you can find me at Wrestling Redneck. That is at RASSLINREDNECK. Yeah, go check out the Next Level Wrestling Podcast, hosted by our very own Andrew Bello. He might not be able to have a show next week if Kelly's able to get her hands on Bello. Yeah, that could be very terrible for him. He will not be the smoke show. She's going to put that fire out. Bello, watch out, man. She's coming for you. Guys, you've been listening to the Kliq Super Show. Again, I want to say thank you for sticking around and giving us a listen, guys. If you have any feedback on the show, anything you want to hear us talk about, just anything, hit me up on Twitter at Wrestling Redneck, at RASSLINREDNECK, or email me. Email me questions, comments, concerns. The email address is thewrestlingredneck@gmail.com. Hit me up. Let me know what you guys are thinking, and maybe I'll give you some props on the show. Peace.
Super Kick Podcast!
this.